All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakar HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly divine the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you believers out there at the Akim Aqua. And what I wanted to go into with this lesson was, I think I'm going to title it, The Lord Still Loved Jacob. Because, the latest fiasco out here is that now, the Lord don't love Jacob, which are the Israelites. He used to love him, but now he don't love him. And now he love Esau, who he used to hate. When I went into the lesson yesterday, going into it. But I just want to go kind of further into it. The Lord still loved Jacob, which are the Israelites. Jacob, his name was changed to Israel, okay, being the patriarch of the 12 tribes, okay? And I just want to hit a couple of scriptures for you, brothers and sisters, because basically, that love, it started with this word. It started with you knowing you were Israelite, because however many years you've been in the truth, well, before that, you was calling yourself black or African American or so on, or, I'm a Latino, I'm Mexican, So it started with the Lord giving you this word, all right? It was predestined, and you got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's the start of the love. That's the remnant returning, because it all starts with this word. That's how you return, because you begin to learn and understand and have that insight of what's pleasing to your power. Okay, so I want to start off here in 2nd Esdras 5 in the GNT. Now let's go to, I'm going to start at verse 27. And it says, from all the nations of the world, you chose this one nation to be your own. See, because when you read up, it goes into how, verse 25, it says, from all the water in the deep oceans, you have filled up this one river. From all the cities that have ever been built, you have set apart this one city, Jerusalem, as your own. From all the birds that were created, you have chose this one dove. From all the animals that were made, you chose this one lamb. Verse 27, from all the nations of the world, you chose this one nation to be your own. That's the Israelites, all right, Jacob. And you gave its people your law, which is honored by people everywhere. Okay, but the Israelites were given the law. That was supposed to be our wisdom and knowledge. It is our wisdom and knowledge in the sight of, but we broke that covenant. That was supposed to be what set us apart and set us high. All right, it was going to be our wisdom and knowledge in the sight of these other nations. He didn't give the other nations the law. Verse 28, and now the Lord, since all of this is true, why have you dishonored this one people more than all others by handing them over to many nations? So when this guy from one body was implying, which is not scriptural, from his own, leaning to his own understanding, that the Lord, since it was ED, loved and hated, it was past tense. No, that ain't what it means. All right. But so this guy, when he was saying like, well, now, he used to love Jacob, but now he don't love him no more. He used to hate Esau, but now he love him. No, Ezra is going into it, because you got to remember, Ezra, he was shown what was going to happen to us. So that's why he had all these questions. So verse 28 again, and now, Lord, since all of this is true, why have you dishonored this one people more than all others by handing them over to many nations? So Ezra is asking like, dang, why is my people, why is, the people you love, why is we going to get done like this if you love us? Continuing on, why have you scattered your own people? Verse 29, who believe in your covenants, why have you let them be trampled by people who rejected your promises? So Ezra is questioning, like, if you love them, why are you doing it like this? In the same way, this guy, I guess they came to this conclusion that because we're at the bottom, Well, that's the Lord saying, well, I don't love y'all no more. And because Esau at the top, it's like, oh, I love him now. But I don't love y'all. No. It's because, and if you know anything about the Bible, that's how you know them guys is set up. Or they just stuck on stupid. Because if you read the scriptures and you understand the scriptures, you know why we at the bottom and why Esau at the top. You know it's all supposed to play out that way. You know it's through disobedience. And you know that what? It was promised restoration for Jacob, man, for Israel. Okay? Verse 30, if you are so angry with your own people, you yourself ought to punish them. When I had finished speaking, the angel who come to me on a previous night was sent to me again. He said, listen carefully to me and I will teach you more. Please go on, sir, I said. So he continued, are you worried about the people of Israel? Do you think you love them more than the Most High who made them? So, you know, all of this, the angel like, look, you think you love Israel more than Yahweh? No. All right, no. So it's always been promised restoration for Israel. Okay. Let me continue on real quick because I want to make a point. Verse 34, no, sir, I replied. I spake as I did because I was so confused and upset. I'm always troubled whenever I try to think about the ways of of God Most High, or to understand even a small part of what he does. Verse 35, you cannot understand. So all these people, you know, when you baffled about like, damn, why, you know, our people had to go through this. All right. You can't understand it. Okay. We understand that we broke the laws and we went off. That's why and that's good enough. All right. But if you try to go too deep and be like, well, why did he make us break the law? And why did you ain't going to be able to understand. You can't understand. And I'm going to just finish off this verse, but that was the point. You can't understand. Verse 35, you cannot understand. He answered and I asked, why not, sir? In that case, why was I born? Why didn't I die before I was born? Then I wouldn't have seen the sufferings and troubles of the people of Israel. So, you know, Ezra, he was very troubled by what he seen. All right. The Lord gave him visions of what was going to happen to us. And he was like, hey, you know what? Why? You know? Or and what was going on at that time, you know. So he had all these questions, but he couldn't understand the ways. All right, like the angel told him, and number one, we went off through disobedience. But again, let's go back because it was always promised a restoration. Now let's go here to Baruch. Let's go to Baruch 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, let them that dwell in Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. See, for he have brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity. Right. And that was, you know, we've been in many captivities. We've been in many captivities. All right. But Esau, Edom was one of those nations, man. Look how they did the old. Look how they did, you know, they had gator bait, the babies. Ain't no telling what we've been through in the rest of these captivities as well. All right, but you know Esau is that shameless nation. Okay, verse 16, these have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone desolate without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemy. So, you know, this guy's saying, oh, you know, the Lord did love Jacob, but now, and he's saying that based off the condition. Well, if you know the story, if you know the narrative of the Bible, then you know, yeah, we was gonna be low, but we was gonna be brought back up to that status where it was shown, is really, really shown that the Lord is with us. All right. Let's go here to Isaiah And I think them dudes should set up Isaiah verse 5, all right? Now I will sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard, all right? And you know the vineyard is speaking about Israel. My well-beloved, all right, that's speaking about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right? My well-beloved have a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, okay? And you know, that fruitful hill, you know, is basically speaking about the land of Israel. All right, because Israel is a very, very, you know, you go into the Fertile Crescent. All right, it was very fruitful. Verse 2, and he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. All right, and planted it with the choicest vine. All right, because you know when you tilling that land, you get the stones out, you get anything from hindering. All right, and this is parabolic, okay? But literally, you know, you want the stones to be removed and all of that because that can hinder the growth of what you're growing. Just like the Lord removed things, okay, to hinder, to hinder, so it wouldn't hinder our growth, Salakia. And planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst of it, and that's going into the prophets. He gave us prophets to teach us, to warn us, to guide us. That's that tower in the midst of it. And also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes. And it brought forth wild grapes, right? It brought forth that disobedience, man. That's going into those wild ass Israelites, the disobedient of Israel, basically, of those wild grapes. Even it said when you go to and this contribute to why we're in a state where you can have Israelites talking about the Lord don't love Israelites no more. When you go to Jeremiah 2:21, what do it say? Yet I planted thee a noble vine. See? You see what I'm saying? He fenced it. He put the tower in the midst of it. Okay? He took the stones out. That was him planting us a noble vine. All right. Holy aright seed, how then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Right, those wild grapes. All right. So we discontinue from our heritage. Let me get that. What's that? Jeremiah 17, I believe. Being those wild grapes. All right. And then the heathens was up in our land. That's how we more and more just, you know, being around those damn heathens. Jeremiah 17 and what's that? 4. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. And that's a long time, because restoration is promised. All right, so it can't be talking about forever. Let's get that. Let's go to Amos 9. And I pulled a lot of these precepts yesterday, but hey, they relevant. See, restoration of Israel. Restoration of Israel. Amos 9 and 11, what do it say? In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins and build it as in the days of old. All right. And we know King David, he had these heathens under subjection. Then once you go to the rulership of Solomon, 40 years of peace, man. And that was like a prelude to the kingdom. But the Lord said he gonna raise us back up. All right. Raise the house of David back up. All right. Close up them breaches as in the days of old. What was the days of old? When it goes into it in rulership, man, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. So if he, you know what I'm saying, if he loved Edom so much, why is Edom gonna be back under our foot? And of all the heathen, see, which are called by my name, said the Lord, that I do with this. So Edom is gonna be a possession, man. And that don't sound like love. Edom got a temporary blessing, man. And see, once the Lord show his love for us, what's gonna happen, man? Let me get this real quick. Matter of fact, let's pause. I want to pause this real quick. I want to go to make this point too. Second Esdras 7. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says what? Oh, let me get this in the GNT, Salaki. Let me get this in the GNT. Let me get this in the GNT. All right, these guys paid off, man. Ain't nowhere in the scriptures where it say he loved Esau and hate Jacob. Nah, he was mad at Jacob, all right, for some time. But, you know, it was going to come to a time where that was going to be out the window. And then Esau and these heathens was going to get these curses. And I mentioned that. I put the scripts on that on my lesson yesterday. Second Esdras 7 in the GNT, starting at verse 10. It says, that is right, sir. I said, that is how it is with the people of Israel, he added. I made this world for their sake. So the Lord is like, man, I made the world for Israel's sake. You don't make the world for somebody that eventually you're going to hate, because the Lord have infinite wisdom. So if he made the world for our sakes, why would it be a time where he like, man, I don't even like y'all niggas? You know what I'm saying? Nah. But when Adam broke my commands, the world came under my judgment. Then the entrances into this world were made narrow and difficult to travel. They were rough, dangerous, and few in number. See? So, you know what I'm saying? Once Adam broke, okay, the world basically was under the judgment. And when the Israelites, they fall under that. But it says what? They were rough, dangerous, and few in number. Now, when you go to, let's go back to Baruch. Because when you go to Baruch, it tell you how we've been through rough places. Let's go back to Baruch 4. In 24, it says, like as now the neighbor of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they shortly see your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. Right. So we in captivity, but the people who seen us go in captivity, they gonna see the salvation. See? Verse 25, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from your power. For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. Right. This is what's coming to the Israelites, man. And we seeing, all right, the destruction of Esau, Edom as we speak right now. We seeing the dismantling of Babylon the Great right now. Verse 26, my delicate ones, the Israelites, have gone rough ways and were taken away as flock caught of the enemies. See? But be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. See? So the Lord, there's nowhere in the scriptures where the Lord say, oh, I'm ditching Israel. Because you got vocab and people like him that try to say now, you know, our inheritance for everybody. No, this has been a punishment. And shortly, we going to get salvation. And we going to be out of this and we going to be ruling. See? We going to be ruling, man. Let's go here. Oh, let me continue on. Back in Second Esdras 7. All right, 13, it says what? But the entrances to the great world to come are wide and safe and lead to immortality. Everyone who lives must walk through the narrow and meaningless ways of this world in order to receive the blessings stored up in the world to come. Right. So everybody got to walk. And that's really thinking about Israel, because Israel is going to get immortality. The rest of these nations ain't going to get immortality. All right, this is basically going, and you know how it says a fire on the, I believe it's the fire on the right, water on the left, roughly paraphrasing. All right, but if you can't walk that straight narrow path, if you can't go through what's, then you ain't gonna receive the kingdom basically. Okay? But everybody on the planet do got to go through their own little walk. But immortality is set up for Israel, man. There's nowhere in the scriptures where it's saying, the Lord is ditching Israel. Nah. Nah, bro. Cut that out. This is 2nd Esdras 6 in the GNT. All right, 2nd Esdras 6 in the GNT. Let's go to verse 54. It says what? It says, more important than all of these, you created Adam and put him in charge of everything that you have made. And all of us, the people you have chosen, all right, are descended from him. Who is the people the Lord chose? The Israelites. Oh Lord, I have told you all this because you said that you created this first world for the sake of your people. Who is the Lord people? The Israelites. You said that in spite of their great numbers, all the other nations which descended from Adam are nothing worth no more than a drop of water, no more than spit. See? So these other nations ain't nothing. And what's that, Malachi 1? Let me get that. Let me get Malachi real quick. Oh yeah. What's that, Malachi 1? And that might not be Malachi. That might be let me see. Salaki. Wait. Yep, Malachi 3 and 6. For I'm the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob is not consumed. So the only reason the Israelites, we done been through so much, we could have just been obliterated. I mean, we could have just been extinct as a people, man. All the things that happen to us, that's why we not consumed, because the Lord don't change. If the Lord was like, oh, nah, I hate Israel, we'd be done with, because we already broke the covenant, which means it already gives the Lord the green light to be like, all right, I can just do away with the whole Israelite lineage, the whole nation. Y'all broke the covenant, it's a wrap. But no, the Lord don't change. That's why we ain't consumed. So what is this guy talking about? You see what I'm saying? This is furthermore proving that what? The Lord still love Jacob, man. Even though we at the bottom, even though we in the punishment, the Lord still got love for us. All right. So now, what's going to happen when the Lord truly, when he show to these other nations and when he really show his love? All right. What's going to happen? Because the scripture tell you in his wrath, let me see, in my wrath, let me get that. What's that? Is that in Isaiah 60 and 10, which I was going to Isaiah, but I was going to get that eventually. But since I mentioned it, Isaiah 60 and 10, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. See? And guess what? The Lord mercy really started giving us this word, giving us the men to teach, and then enlighten other men and women, and then those men go out and teach, and then they go enlighten other men and women, and those men go out and teach, and so on and so forth. See, let's start Isaiah 60 and verse 4. It says, lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. Right. See, so in the world to come, because we went through rough ways, and you have the elect. All right, they're gonna be the first fruits, even though eventually all of Israel is gonna, partake in the kingdom, in that glory. Well, guess what? The forces of the Gentiles is going to come to us. Verse 6, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian. And the dromedary is like a one-hump camel. All right, all this is used to bring cargo. All right, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Lord. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on my altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. All right. So this is going into how we're going to be in abundance, man. All that abundance is going to come from afar. All of them going to bring gifts to Jerusalem, because Jerusalem going to be the capital. But basically, it's going to be work to do, because it's a kingdom. Things going to have to get built. And the Israelites ain't going to lift a hand. We just going to be in management. How you see Esau, Edom, they come, and then they be giving they pecking orders. And, you might see Issachar, and you might see Judah out there, working, doing certain things. Issachar might be on the roof. Judah, cleaning up, doing some other shit. All right. No, them roles going to reverse. Issachar going to be giving the orders. And Esau, he going to be working. And Becky, you going to work too, because Becky done did a lot of stuff. She thinks she going to escape. No. All right, Becky, you did a lot of wickedness. And you going to be working. How Eve had to work, you going to work, Becky. All right, Eve going to be smacking you in the back of the head. I'm just talking, but, Eve, the Israelite woman, she going to have her own service. And there's going to be a lot of you women that's going to be at our women beck and call, man. All right, because the women, they're going to have a certain authority based off, because the men is in power, just like, the so-called white woman, she has a certain level of power due to her man being in power. All right, and if you ever watch a period piece or something dealing with rulerships, well, the king, especially if he have a great army and well respected, well, he can go somewhere and his woman, she will be respected as such, because they know they can't touch her, because they know if they do, matter of fact, she already gonna have guards around her anyway. But the fact that, if you touch her, then when the king come, it's off with your head. A lot of time that woman have authority as far as running the household. Now, it ain't going to be over the man. It ain't going to be, like women just ruling. No. But they going to have their own maids and handmaids that they can, boss around and tell what to do. See? So I want to jump down to verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. Yeah. We ain't going to be out there. It ain't going to be like, hey, brother, pass me, a gold brick. I got to nail it down so we can. No, it ain't going to be like that. You heathens going to work. Esau, you going to work. Becky, you going to work. Ling, you going to work. All right. All of y'all. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. So it seems like the Lord don't love Jacob. Why? Because we in our lower state. We in captivity. We in the punishment. But in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gate shall be open continually. There shall not be shut day nor night. Right. It ain't going to be a recession in the kingdom. It ain't going to be like, well, today we ain't got no work. I'm sorry. We'll call you back in a month, and see if we going to be able to pick back up. No, it's always going to be things to do. All right. The kingdom going to be popping. You heathens ain't going to have no excuses. Talking about, you ain't got nothing to do. There's going to be plenty to do. Believe you me. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. Right. We're going to have all the natural resources. We're going to have all of the abundance. All of the wealth is being brought. Just like you work, you pay taxes. Esau sitting at tables, collecting, living high off the hog. That's what Israel going to do. And we going to do it way better and way flyer. We're going to smell better. We're going to look better. And we gonna have a whole lot better, man. Our kingdom, it ain't gonna, you go to a city in the kingdom and, it's trash and the water are messed up in this area and there's crime over this area. No, the whole kingdom gonna be in a what's the word I'm looking for? The whole kingdom is gonna be beautiful, basically, man. And I'm gonna get that. That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. See, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So if you ain't doing what the Israelites say, which the Israelites is going to enforce what? The law, statutes, and commandments. So if you ain't doing what we say, you ain't doing what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah say. Because basically, we going to be there to enforce that. Just like Esau got people to enforce his laws, well, we're going to enforce that law on these heathens. And when that's what that rod of iron going to be for, because when they get out of line, they going to catch that rod of iron. All right? And basically, they're going to be destroyed, man. The glory of Lebanon should come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious, right? And the kingdom is going to be what? On earth, man. Because he said, I will make the place of my feet glorious. All right. And what's under the Lord's feet? The earth, man. The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. So you talking about Esau getting his love. Well, he afflicted us. These other nations as well. Well, they going to come bending now. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. Yeah. So all the Jim Crow era, all the hardcore slavery, all of being under captivity under the Syrians, the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans, all of them is going to be brought down, brought back. All of them is going to know, and they going to know to bow down, man. All of them is going to be under our feet. They going to be under subjection, man. And the Arab slave trade, can't forget about them Arabs. Yeah, they going to be in there too. You Chinese, you Japanese, you Koreans, all y'all in there too. Nobody gonna get left out. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion, the Holy One of Israel. See? Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations, right? So we're gonna be an eternal excellency, man. It's going to be known that these are the people. We ain't going to have to argue with vocab. We ain't going to have to argue with Rabbi this and all of these people and everybody coming. No. Everybody going to know, like, yes, those the Israelites. Those are the people of the Lord. Every mouth going to be shut up because it's going to be displayed. All right, let me get this and close out. No, the Lord still loved Jacob, man. I don't know what this guy talking about. Ain't nowhere in the Bible would say that. Nowhere. He can't find that scripture. Tobit 13:16. For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stone. Thy walls and towers and battlements with pure gold, man. The gold that's going to be in the kingdom, you ain't never seen this gold on planet Earth. I guarantee you. I don't care. You can go get the best gold from wherever you get it from. The gold in the kingdom is going to kill any gold that Esau can dig up and find. Verse 17, and the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir. And all her streets shall say hallelujah and pray, and they shall praise him, saying, blessed be the Most High, which have bestowed it forever. This is what we got coming, brothers and sisters. All right. So guess what? It looked like, yeah, right now Esau getting that love and Jacob getting that hate. Well, I hate to be well, I don't hate it, but I got to put it to you guys in one body, man. The Lord still loves Jacob, man. All right. And Esau, you can't pay enough niggas to fool the elect. You can fool these simpletons, but the elect already know what's going down, man. We already know, Lord willing, we the hopeful elect, but really the elect is out here and they getting the word. So what I'm saying is the elect can't be fooled. All right, you can pay who you want for them to say, hey, all you doing is fooling 2/3. That's all you doing. You ain't fooling the elect. All right, all you doing is fooling the 2/3, which was already set up to be destroyed anyway. Everybody who the 1/3, you ain't fooling them. You ain't fooling the 1/3, man. And you probably ain't fooling a lot of the 2/3 either. Let me throw that out there. Because there's some 2/3 niggas that'll be like, nah, I don't believe that. So, that's pretty much the point. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to bring this out, Lord willing. It was edifying. To the next lesson. Shalom.